December 7th, 1941, the Empire of Japan and the First Air Fleet launched an air attack on Pearl Harbor.
Peter Tomich was Chief Watertender on the former battleship Utah, which was at the time of the attack on Pearl Harbor on 7 December 1941.
3 of those aircraft launched their torpedoes at the USS Utah.
So the ship very quickly developed severe list.
She began to list. Most of the crew members, you had about 300 or so that were on board. Most of them were able to get off of the ship.
The senior officer on the ship knew would cause the ship to capsize, and he gave the order to abandon ship.
These boilers are going in a ship like that. If those boilers come in contact with the water, you can have a huge explosion.
Peter Tomich was actually topside. He could have just abandoned ship. But he didn't do that.
Because those boilers were his responsibility. You know, he took that very, very seriously.
He went back into the ship, into the engineering and boiler spaces where the men and the equipment that he was responsible were. And he made sure that all of his men got out.
He went back down and he made sure that those boilers were all closed up, and also that the ship was continuing to get power so that the crew members that were on board could get off, that they didn't have complete darkness in the ship.
You can't just flip a switch. It's very complicated. And if you don't do it right, or you don't do it at all, you risk a catastrophic explosion within the ship that would not only have killed the people in the engineering spaces, but killed many people around.
He was going down the ladder as other sailors are coming up. So people know that he has gone down there, and he's telling everybody to get out, as he goes back down into the boiler room.
And later on, I interviewed a survivor of that ship who told me that Peter Tomich went down below as the ship started to capsize. And by 8:12, the ship had completely capsized. But Peter Tomich remained on watch down below, trying to clear the spaces and save his men.
Because he gave his life, because he sacrificed his own life, and the results of the sacrifice of his own life led to the saving of so many different sailors. That's why it was deemed he was worthy of the Medal of Honor.
The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Congressional Medal of Honor posthumously to Peter Tomich, and this is signed F.D. Roosevelt.
It's also true that Harry Truman said to a recipient around whose neck he was placing the ribbon, he said, "I would give you my job as president in exchange for your medal."
Within the United States, someone who is awarded a Medal of Honor is considered in very high regard. There are very few of them considered to be very special. It takes unusual amount of courage in order to do what they did, and so they're held in very high esteem.
As soon as I put the medal on, or people knew that I was a Medal of Honor recipient, the treatment changed to one of respect and courtesy. So, by and large, the medal gives you special treatment.
Pride ourselves on as the Navy's only schoolhouse that has a building for leadership. And that graduate gets the Peter Tomich Award.
He will be my boss. I'll have a different boss. So what difference does it make what I say to him? Or it could happen, but I'm in a different situation. It could look different. All these kinds of possibilities. But inside he knew the answer that was unanswered integrity was, yes, I would do it again, boss. So what did he do? He looked the battalion commander in the eye and he said, "Sir, I've got to tell you, if I was faced with that same situation, I would do the same thing I did last night."
The significance of that is, when this boat is operational, it is taking all those 1.8 million visitors that come to the Arizona Memorial every year. When the Peter Tomich is on the water on a daily basis, she's taking thousands of visitors out to the USS Arizona. By Tomich going out to the memorial on a daily basis, his legacy is really carried beyond just the Utah. It's really all of his legacy is being used to tell the story of what happened on December 7th, 1941, for all those who lost their lives that day.
My wife and I have Irish background. and we identify to some degree with the way Croatia has sustained itself down through the centuries, maintained its culture, its religion, and its fortitude, and its reliance on the strength of its people, which was clearly evidenced by many Croatian Americans who have served in the American military, received the Medal of Honor as well, in addition to Peter Tomich,